So next we're going to be looking at adding one more task to our build plan and also looking at artifacts. So once again, I'm going to go into configure my build plan, and I'm going to visit my default job, and I'm going to be adding one more task. So here I'm going to select add task, and for this task I'm going to be adding the type of command. So we'll go ahead and select command, and for my task description here I'm going to say zip the release folder. And on the server, on our Bamboo server, we have 7-zip configured. So we're able to create a zip file from a specified file or folder. So for the argument for 7-zip, because of course we need to tell it what folders we want it to zip, I'm going to specify, I'm just going to paste this command in here. The command that we're going to specify is the a space dash tzip. What that does is that just tells it to create a zip file. It tells 7-zip to create a zip file. The next parameter is build.zip. That's going to be the name of the zip file that it creates. And then the last parameter, again, you can see these are separated by spaces. The last parameter is the folder that we want to have zipped. So in this case, we know by running the build.bat file, and just by running it locally here, we know that build.bat creates a .release folder in my build folder parallel to build.bat. So we know that, that's how I know to specify the .release. So I'm specifying Mary's Toys, build, and release, because when the script, this previous script command runs on the server, it's going to generate this .release folder. And now what I want to do is I want to zip up this .release folder and make that available to me. So here again I've specified my arguments, and then I'm simply going to save this task. So now with that change in place, I'm going to go ahead and run my build plan once again. And it looks like it was successful. Again, I can look at the log, and I'll make sure that it shows things were successful here as well. So you can see that the build.bat completed successfully. We see the minifying done. And then you can see where 7-zip is invoked. And it's going through, and you can see that it's compressing all of the files that were in there. And then it closes out with everything is okay. Again, if I wanted to view the full log, I could come here and see that full log again. All right, so let's go back. And now we're faced with the last issue that we're going to address. And that is, how do we now get access to that build zip file, that build that was created? And the answer to that is by creating an artifact for that file. So we can specify the artifact by going back to our build plan, and then editing, or configuring this build plan, excuse me. All right, and I'm going to go into my default job. And when we're viewing this list of tasks, there's also a few tabs over there is an artifact tab. And here there are currently no artifact definitions. So what we need to do is we need to create an artifact definition. So I'm going to go ahead and select create definition. And I'm going to name this build.zip. That name could be anything. It just has to be unique within the plan. And for my copy pattern, I'm just going to again specify build.zip. What happened is by running the zip command the zip task, excuse me, that we added to the build plan, that 7-zip process created a build.zip file in the root of that directory. So that's going to be with that copy pattern. We're just going to specify build.zip. We don't have to specify Mary's Toys /build because this build.zip file was created in the root. So that's why we can just specify build.zip as the copy pattern. There's this option here to make it shared. We're not going to make anything shared here. So I'm just going to say create. And now you can see we have an artifact here that is available to us. So let's go ahead, and I'll go all the way back to the dashboard this time. And let's go ahead and run this build plan. And it looks like it was successful. So I'm going to go ahead and select the number here. I'm just going to click on number 5. And this tab was always here before, but there was never anything in it. So if I select artifacts, you can see that now there is one item under this list, and the artifact is build.zip. So I'm going to go ahead and select build.zip, and I'll just download that to my desktop. And if I open that up, you can see that within that folder we have Mary's Toys, build, and here is our .release folder, which should contain our minified JavaScript and CSS files and anything else that we would have done to those files as part of the build process. So we've kind of taken this full circle. We've created a new build plan. We've added a task for doing a source code checkout. We've added a task for executing our previously created build.bat file, which does all of the preparation and tweaking to the files that's needed. And then we added a process to zip up that release folder and make it available to us via an artifact definition, all through Bamboo. So hopefully that helps you to understand a little bit more about Bamboo and continuous integration. Thanks for watching.